All right. Okay. So, God, I shouldn't have lost all that. That's okay. It's okay. So again, the meditation is in the Google Drive, the recorded meditation with the audio with the tuning forks that you can hear, and I go up the chakras. So as I was mentioning, that you're going to see with all these modalities that you have a favorite, you have one that gravitates more with you, you have one that feels good naturally to you, and one that maybe you feel like you're good at, you know, one that you feel like you're better at, or it just feels that go run with that one. And if you are layering the other things and concepts, just take your time. You don't need to do them all. So I'm just sharing with you many, 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 many different ways of accessing a similar thing. So, and you may even discover your own way of doing it. So be brave and don't doubt yourself. If you think of something or have a truth inside of yourself, trust that. I've taught a lot of workshops over the years in different countries, different topics from dancing, from mindset. For me, it's all the same thing, whirling, cultural context. Um, the same question that comes from all different kinds of people, all around the world, all different topics. The main point that people are wondering, the burning question in their chest, is am I okay? Am I okay to do it like this? Am I okay to do it like that? Am I okay? It's all trust yourself. It's okay. So that's like the point of even doing this. I had so many people before I opened up this thing. I was like, does this make even sense? And I was like, I have to share this with people. And look, we have, our rotating cast, and then we'll have our live event in Cairo. So and I've had a lot of people reach out that haven't been able to come live, that have been working through the document. So it's really cool, something that we started here. So thank you again for being here. Um, oh, and I'm going to do a little plug. Melodia Designs. Actually, both of her pieces are both of the things I'm wearing is her pieces, her onesie jumper. I love it. This is from the Malachite collection, and you can snag yours with my discount code. Nawal, it's my name, it's the discount code. I love her stuff, even in this sweltering heat. Just a reminder that I have no air conditioning or fan for audio quality. So as I become more shiny during the video, you're not hallucinating. Maybe you are hallucinating a little bit, but I will definitely become more shiny during the class today. So I also want to say, working with the tuning forks, this is something that I've been super interested since I was a little girl. And to be honest, if I had my own set of tuning forks before now, like last month now, I don't think that I would have got out of it what I could have now. It's kind of like as a dancer, when I was a new dancer, when I discovered Pilates. Like Pilates is such a subtle modality, but it really does a lot when you're tuned into your body. You really feel the alignment. If you're super new to movement, or you're new to movement and learning your body, you're going to be like, oh, this is boring. I'm not doing a lot, because the movements are very small but precise and targeted. So, I know, knowing my own self, if I had done Pilates like earlier in my dance journey, I would have been like, oh, this is so boring and stupid. And then after I had trained as a dancer for some years and I was introduced to Pilates, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I really enjoyed the subtlety. So there's different times in our life where maybe the information comes to us and we're just like, we're not there. Like we can't absorb it because it's just not, as the woke say now, it's not, we're not on that timeline yet. We didn't jump timelines. So it's like now I'm really grateful for this to come into my life with the sensitivity that I've developed in this, and I'm very excited to share it with you. So I'm gonna go into here. So we're building the foundation of our meditation and to make our energetic blueprint. So the energetic blueprint, this, like last week when we spoke about our aura, this is what people meet before they meet you. They'll meet your aura because it's like as far as you can extend. It is like the egg of energy that announces your presence when you come into a new space. A lot of times we try to like cover ourselves, you know, we don't want to be perceived. Being perceived is like can be a whole host of problems. You're like, God damn, you know, and now I have to interact with these animals, you know, so it's like sometimes being perceived can be a whole, anyway, a whole host of problems, but it's for us to sit into our energy and feel comfortable. For us to feel comfortable, doesn't matter what other people are doing, for us to feel comfortable with our own self. And that's being kind of in a state of coherence. Um, Unfortunately, in the way that the world is today, we will always be in a state of not full coherence, and it's not our own fault. It's because of the situation and the conditions that in which we live. So an example, talking about the political stuff that I had mentioned before, of course, I want every being to have sovereignty. Of course, I think what's happening in our neighboring country is simply abominable and terrible. But like I said, don't come to Egypt to protest. It's not because I'm anti that what they're doing, but it's also I know what's possible and I know what's reality, and if I'm going to waste my time. So this in itself, yes, I would love to help. Yes, I would love to see those people break through the border and make freedom and make something happen in the world. But I know deeply, because of facts and history, what will really happen. So I want this deeply, but reality is this. So I will always be in friction inside of my heart and mind about this. So that's an example of an external coherence that I can never align. I have no control of that. You know, I have no control. Same for anyone in any of your countries. I'm sure we don't approve or agree how they're running things. This is our environment or our fish tank that we live in, and it causes us stress and incoherence a little bit. So just know that, like, if you're feeling off, it doesn't have to always be you. There are factors outside of you that are going to pull at your energy and for lack of a better word, break our heart in different ways. So what I can work on is how I feel about my own self and how I feel about my body and my circulation, like taking it down to the basic level. We don't have to go and solve big equations. All the inventions are made, you guys. We live in a time, we have it very, very easy. It's weird time, but we're in a time we can work on personal development, we can work on our emotional intelligence, we can work on so many things that people didn't even know what they were. Even myself, as a 40-year-old person who's been in the wellness industry for my whole adult life, I'm still learning things on the daily that I'm like, I didn't know that yet. Holy shit, you know? So it's just like, you know, there's so many things that I can do to occupy my time, to feel better about myself and align my coherence as much as I can inside myself. Because these big issues out of us, of course, they're going to pull us outside of our full coherence, and it's going to make our aura a little wobbly. You know, if we were able to be in our full, beautiful, energetic coherence, it would be a very beautiful, symmetrical shape. So us living as beings in 2025, our energetic bodies are slightly mutated, you know, just like our own bodies are slightly mutated from we're filled with microplastics or whatever toxins, you know. So it's also we're not here to expect perfection from ourselves. We're here to like accept reality is the main thing. But then what can we do within that? What we can do within that. And that's what puts out your energetic blueprint and how comfortable you are with this reality of that you can only change yourself. That's gonna like set the tone for your energy. So I went a little bit about the review already. So we talked about our body. At any time during the meditation, if you need to check your body, your proprioception, where does my body start? Where does my body end? Go ahead. Any movements that you'd like to do in your body that feel good, please go ahead. Because it's the body web where all of this experience starts. So we were looking at expanding the feeling. So first, where do I start? Where do I end physically? Then we had the fine tuning of the energetic body. So we were checking the energetic body. We talked about chakras also going from down to up, which we'll go into chakras a little more again today. Um, with the humming sound to help feel a little more in the body. So maybe it's new for some of you, maybe it's not, this experience with the vocalization. Again, I'd love to hear your feedback. And this is a method that I've used for many, many, many years now, different vocalization to access points of my body when maybe my nervous system is in the freeze state and I'm not like neurologically, I'm not tapping in. So I need to make a hack on myself, and then I use the voice or a frequency, or you can use the tuning forks if you have, and we'll get into that today. Dun, dun, dun. So we're kind of piggybacking on the energetic grid line of the pyramid. We can do our grid meditation, as we've discovered, without a pyramid. We can just grid, and gridding is just a term that I'm using, and now now it will be a thing in a couple of years, you'll see. It will be in the pop culture in a couple of years. We'll be gridding. It's going to be in the vernacular. So as you see, we don't need the pyramids to grid. We can meditate and grid just inside of our body. We can grid inside of our space, into our neighborhood, whatever, grid over to your friend. Remote viewing, telekinesis, then you're entering that territory. So what we've added is that energetic line, those ley lines that we were talking about of the pyramid, to make it a little bit more, let's give it a little more Egypt flavor. And why reinvent the wheel? That's what I just said. Everything was already invented. So the pyramids already invented on these strong energetic ley lines, already intentional. Let's just tap into that, and we're tapping into it in a way where we're observing and honoring. We're not tapping into it. We're not harvesting energy from it. Did you hear ever once in the meditations, was I like, and now absorb that energy into yourself? No, we're talking about our own self expanding. So it's all from our own sovereign place. I will never, my own self as a facilitator, practitioner, you will never hear me say, now charge up from an external source. What we can charge up from is breathing, the transmission of breath, oxygen into prana, and observing, because often the energy is running within us already. We're just blocked, it's just running wonkily. So is everybody with me so far? You following? So my intention again, in holding this space for you, is giving you a space to try these new concepts maybe, and to have the sovereignty, feel supported, and just trying it out, knowing that you're fine. And that, yeah, maybe you're weird, but we're all weird. It's cool. Let's just enjoy that. So we're going to go into super deep breath work today, more diaphragmatic breath work, going a little bit longer, and we'll stay in the visual meditation, the color meditation a little bit longer. So how the meditation will go today is we'll start like we always did. In the recording that I put, I had the compassion meditation where we picture somebody that we truly love to start feeling. If you're feeling a little numb today, you can start to even bring that in right now, start to bring that feeling where you're like, oh yeah, my body is here. And I feel feelings through it, not just sensations. So you can even start that. That's in the recording. In the live today, as I guide you through the meditation, I won't be doing the compassion meditation. We'll be activating the body through the chakras today. So we'll do some long breathing. Remember, your only responsibility here is to be here and enjoy your time until the end. I know like some of you are getting ready or moving on with your night, so we'll keep the meditation at about 20 minutes. And then you can duck out, and then we have the recording also. reminder for those in Cairo, next week is here. We'll be at the House of Cheops. We'll be in front of the pyramid. And for those of you online, we'll be tuning in at maybe 6:37. Don't worry, I'm going to, but we'll do from the same things. How about 7 to 7:30 for the live meditation? I'll record it all, but I just don't know if I can promise you the bandwidth of staying recorded the whole night. So we'll be live together next week for those of you joining online for about 45 minutes. It will be a little bit shorter. So maybe if you're out enjoying the summer, you can just patch in from your phone or whatever if you want, or if you're able to be with us, that's fantastic also. Any questions so far before we get into the meditation or before we start? You're good? Here, sorry, this main chat is saying something. Oh, sorry, Daniela, I just saw you're okay. It just set up, it just reformatted it. So sorry, I'm like geezers with technology. Geezers with technology. Oh yeah, that's reminding me. Speaking of geezers, where's Sandy? I'll just check if she's having any problem logging in. Maybe she's sleeping. If you're interested in reading anything, and I'll put this book in the resources too, I got this awesome book, Tuning the Human Biofield. So if you're enjoying this work, this book might be like more advanced for like when you're working, but just even YouTubing human biofield, if this is new for you and interesting, and then you can know a little bit more about that concept. So have some water close by. If you need to hit the bathroom, now is the time, and we'll start to get into our meditation. So coming into a comfortable seated position. Did anyone need to run to the bathroom? Just put a little thing in the chat if you need 2 minutes, and if we're good, Yalla bina, let's do it. Let me just open these forks. Yeah, I've been doing in my yoga practice, I've been doing a lot of work around the fight or flight, as I've been talking about, and the forks have been actually super interesting in that, but that will be another topic. So I'm just lining them up. So the set of frequencies that we have today, they are in Hertz frequencies. For those of you that have studied yoga or kirtan in the past, they often do, or chakra meditation at all, they often resonate certain vowel or sacred sounds based on the Vedas or the East Indian syllabus, their pantheon. And this is not to do with that at all. So if you're like, oh, that's not what I learned, it's not from that. It's from actual Hertz. Same as the solfeggio frequency. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, from the solfeggio, as we would say in Cairo. How would we with the hard G, solfeggio? Il solfeggio. So with that, with the hard G, as we do in Cairo. So let's come into a comfortable seated position in the body, and you can even just sway a little bit. And just check, how is your breath happening today? Like, was I even breathing? You can even, to bring your breath in, bring your hands to the ribs, the low ribs activating. Breathe and apply a little pressure against the hands and the ribs. And allow your breath to squeeze out. So whatever seated position you're in, maybe you're standing, it's fine. You don't have to have your legs crossed. You can be in a chair like I am with your feet on the floor. Have an area where you're able to move your arms, because sometimes it's nice to move your arms when you're inspired. So let's start to drop into the body. Drop into the breath. Let's start breathing, noticing the breath. And just notice the shift in feeling when we start to notice our breath. So dropping into the body, our seating point in contact with the chair, the couch, the floor, your yoga mat, whatever, feet in contact with the floor. If your feet are contacting with the floor, you can really think of opening up the foot chakra. We didn't even talk about those. They're there too, by the way. So you can think about opening the foot, or in Tai Chi, how they call it the four gates. We have gates of energy, can come and go through the palms and also through the feet. So we can either think open the root chakra, your base chakra, and connect a cord of grounding energy into the earth. This cord can also act as a disposal if you need to move any energy or anything that you're like, I don't want that anymore, move it down. You can use the arms to make physicalization of moving the energy, pushing down. Again, like Tai Chi, how they move the energy. You're moving your energy. If you feel inclined to do that, you can also use your hands or any other body part to do that. So grounding down into the ground. Feel that connection. Connecting to our home, our body, our first home, and then our other home, the earth. Just holding all of us and putting up with so much of our bullshit. So patient. So inhaling, exhaling, begin to bring length and awareness in your breath. We'll bring the hands just to either shoulder and lift our shoulders as we inhale. Lift them high up to the ears and then let them come down, drop them down. And just pat your shoulders down. You guys can go down. It's okay. Inhale, come up, lift the shoulders. Tighten and then let your hands drop down this time as you drop the shoulders. Dropping. Feel the spine reaching up from the hips. The skull is sitting on top of the spine, lengthening up. So as if you're pulling a string from your crown chakra or the crown chakra, the top of the head, lengthen. Opening the Sushumna Nadi, so our spinal cord, our primary nadi or our primary energy channel. There's the Ida and the Pingala. There's 3 of these are main, and then one goes energy down, one goes energy up. Energy that comes in now from the cosmic. So coming in through our crown chakra, universal energy that comes in. So we're like a battery, grounded earth energy, and then active electric cosmic energy coming in from the crown of the head. So returning to that feeling of sitting on the earth or whatever we're sitting on, connecting to the earth. Feel that plug of energy going down into the earth. Many meditations would guide you into the center of the earth, but that might not be where is the place for you. So just go down. It will work, whatever is most ideal for you. You'll patch in to your level or your frequency. And just trust that your energetic body and your subconscious mind know what is best. So lengthening the inhale. Little pause at the top of the inhale, ribs are stretched. And then exhale. If there's any more shifting in the body that you need to do, go ahead. Or any more clearing. Cycling the energy. If you want to run your hand up and down your energetic body and say, okay, the energy is moving. Feel your energy. Always checking in with yourself. So from the deepest part of our body into our bones, our skeleton, the micronutrients that are coming from the earth that power and make our body this electric vehicle. And the skeleton holding this whole structure in verticality. So picturing this mass that we live in, the body, made of all the different elements, protein, minerals, calcium, elementals. So this is all what is creating our experience. So of course, something at the slightest, most delicate frequency can affect this. We're made from elements. So breathing, feeling this reality. And then just checking in with the energetic body. So we grounded with the root chakra, deep crimson, ruby, survival, brutal, feral, where our reproductive organs. So these are the qualities of this reproductive area, the quality of a base level being, our base chakra. So feeling this heaviness. And yeah, we're all ladies here tonight. There's different times of the month in our cycle where it's a more deeper heaviness that you can really amplify through the root chakra. You can even have your hand on the low belly. And then just another hand's length up above the belly button. The next chakra up, the sacral chakra, orange, fire, motivation, inspiration. And then another hand's length up. So when I say hand's length, I'm stacking my hands like that. So from the root to the sacral and now to the solar plexus, this area just below the rib. I'll bring both of my hands here and just circle. Yellow, golden sun activation, power, drive, action from this area. Golden, yellow. Moving another hand's length up, we're in the heart chakra. Can be a light green or a light pink or combined, swirling together. And often we have the most barriers here protecting our heart chakra. So here at this point, as we're doing our deep check-in, you can think of someone, something, anything that you truly love that gives you that warm, cozy feeling. Your love for yourself, a child, a parent, a lover, a pet, a place. It's all good. And just feel that comfort of that compassion, of that love. And the color inside your heart. Breathing. Feeling the expansion and the contraction of the rib cage. And now another hand's length up to the throat. Our throat chakra, a blue color, how we communicate ourselves in the world, how we get what we want from the world, how we exchange ideas, and so much through our voice. You can tell how someone's doing from the tone of their voice if you know them well. You can tell they're different. So much is revealed through the voice, and it's really also part of our emotional blueprint and our emotional signature, our voice. It's how you can tell someone that you know. You can pick their voice out of a crowd if they're calling your name. So throat chakra, beautiful blue. Maybe you have some things held that you need to say, or maybe you've said everything you need to say, but we can think about this area and really energy flowing. Moving up a little more than a hand's length and a half, and moving in behind the eyes into the third eye chakra, inside of the head. If it helps you to have hands on the head, it's okay. Pineal gland, technically, for your biology people, in behind the eyes, center of the head, straight down. Where so much of our mental activity comes from, but also the third eye chakra is our intuition, a source of intuition, of processing intuition, and also an area of the body that processes a lot of biological chemical processes, which in turn feed us our experience. So this amazing converter of energy and thoughts and fluid, the pineal gland, this is kind of like our radio antenna inside of us, one of them is a very prominent one. And then on top, another hand's length, or as a crown, a halo, your crown chakra. So we mentioned the crown chakra again. Think of that extension upward and think of cosmic energy. You can picture it as golden or white light coming in. And again, just like we're a battery, we're not saying that these energies are good or bad. They're just energies, and it's how we process them. So bringing in that energy, it's just electricity. It's just like science like this. So breathing in and breathing out. And so now we will do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing and regulate these hemispheres of our mind before bringing in the vocalization. So I like to take this hand position. I'm on my right hand. I have the thumb up and the pinky open. I will bring my thumb to my right nostril and inhale through my left nostril. With my pinky, I will block the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Block and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, complete breath, expand the ribs. Block the left nostril, exhale through the right. Take your time with the breath. Inhale through the right. Block the right nostril and exhale through the left. And then inhale through the left. Blocking the left nostril, exhaling through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril. Blocking the right nostril, exhaling through the left. And inhaling through the left. So we block the nostril we just inhaled from, exhale through the opposite. Inhale through the same nostril. Block that nostril that we just inhaled in and exhale through the opposite. And inhale. We'll do this for 4 more rounds. Blocking and exhaling through the opposite. Inhaling through the same. And blocking and exhaling through the opposite. Inhaling through the same. And block and exhale through the opposite. This will be the last inhale from our right nostril for this breathwork series. And our last exhalation will be out the left nostril. So take your time to complete. And when you've completed your final exhale through the left nostril, you can release your hands and just allow yourself to breathe fully, receive. See if you notice that cosmic energy feeling a little more, running down the body, meeting with the earth energy and cycling back up. So breathing. Breathing in, expanding. So we will begin gridding the energy. So start that presence in the body. I'm really feeling activated my own self from that Nadi Shodhana. It's one of my favorites. I'm really feeling the cycle of energy. So start to feel your core resonance center from your ribs. And exhale. And when we say start gridding, you can think of as we inhale, I'm expanding. When I exhale, I contract. And I will stay expanded. So inhale, begin expanding your presence. You can picture your location. Again, remember we use the visual from the Google map. Picture your location, grounding out. And every time we exhale, feeling strong and centered, but our magnetization doesn't contract. Our electricity doesn't contract. It keeps expanding. So begin your expansion. At the same time that we expand and that you go through your visual, I want you to take your sweet, sweet time going around the globe today. It's not like a rush to get there because we're going to go through the chakras as we travel. So you can begin your gridding out your process, taking your awareness again from the root chakra out into the room, expanding out. If you need to add a little or tongue lion's breath to your exhale to have more power, that's an option. Inhaling, expanding. Exhale, contracting the body, concentrating our potency so we can expand out through our antenna. So grounding in the root chakra sound. And again, it can't cross through, or maybe it's not great coming through the headphones. So I'll vocalize it for you. And if you'd like to vocalize this tone, root chakra red, as we went through them all. Mm. Just a hum and picture it in your expansion, in your extension. Mm. For a little more of an expansive feeling, you can have an open-mouthed vocalization. Again, it's not a performance, really just try to feel that deep. Mm. Can be like long, just that tone, that frequency, grounding. Mm. Primal survival, reaching, all of these elements together. Yeah, no, Daniela, I've tested it. It doesn't work, but we'll do the vocalization for now. I have a recorded meditation with that you can hear the sounds quite well that you'll be able to hear next time. Unfortunately, Zoom doesn't pick it up with my speakers available. And continue breathing. Expanding out, moving up into the next chakra, sacral chakra, orange. It's a little higher. So we had a little lower. And they're not going incrementally, by the way. Gridding, grounding. You can have your hand on this area of the body. Remember, we said one hand's distance up First, we had the red, your uterus area. I think we're all ladies here, have Al's iPhone. Maybe that, I don't know who that is. Breathing in. Ah. Sacral energy, inspiration. Orange, fire, the energy of fire. So now this is a larger thought. Solar plexus, root. Root of the, sorry, not roots, can be roots of the bottom of the ribs. Ooh. It's more resonant, deep. And just see where you're feeling these resonant tones. This one is again solar plexus. Moving up next for heart chakra, moving up the body, the verticality of the body. I'm actually doing an octave up from this. I have heart chakra green, and then I have high heart. That is a little, it's the same tone, but it's another octave up, so it's higher. Ooh. If there's any tweaking to the sound that you need to make, if you're like, I'm not feeling this resonate in my heart, dial it in. Change your tune, you have the option. So we're just following these, but again, your body might be doing something else. It's okay. Heart, high heart and heart. Or if you want to go a little under high heart. So your higher frequency. Spend some time in this heart chakra. Let's go back into a little less multitasking, energetic multitasking, and keep expanding our grid from the heart frequency. Keep breathing, keep vocalizing. Don't vocalize, whatever one try. High heart expansion. So also the physical location of this. Rib cage open. Again, remember, we can manipulate our energy with actions. I want to feel this area expanding in my body and my energy also. So I'm open. Side, front, side, back take care of itself, please. Breathe in. And breathing between our vocalization. And keep breathing. Feel that glowing energy from the heart center. The heart is like our second or maybe our first brain in the body. Expanding, expanding, expanding. And so now moving one hand distance up from the heart chakra, the high heart, into the throat. Mhm. For the throat, I recommend to try, even if you're comfortable with humming, this open mouth. And if you can be loose through the face. And this open feeling from the throat. See if you can put your body in the position that helps the throat feel more open. Oh. Moving energy through the throat, all those things that maybe you felt like you couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't say. Clear that out of there. Make your communication your greatest strength. So important. Feel lightness, feel expansion, feel as though with this throat chakra that you're taking a weight off your chest. They say, get a weight off your chest, take it off your chest. When I told you something, I got that off my chest. Look at the location above the chest. Take the weight off of your heart. Clear the throat chakra. Relax around your jaw. Uh, Clearing through the throat. As you grid, your grid can be more coherent, more strong. The more coherent that you are in this physical body, the more potency your energetic grid will have, of course. And moving up inside of the head into the third eye. Humming for the third eye, you can hear it more because the sound stays inside of the head. Mm. If you want to bring some tapping to your third eye center here between the eyebrow. You can just apply pressure, circular massage, or tapping. And moving up just above the body, lengthen into it, the crown chakra, press up into your crown, into your extension. Picture a circular orbiting sensation. Intuition, where information comes from. Sometimes we know things. How do we know? It's coming through the crown chakra. Big breath in, feeling lengthened, feeling the body. Now let's go back out. If you've lost connection with your grid, maybe you haven't, maybe you're in it. Let's grid out. So we have a very extreme focus on us as the center of the grid. There will be the pyramid, but there's us gridding out in all directions from our respective areas. Inhale, extend your energy. Exhale, contract, stay extended, feel clear. Notice your energy cycling, moving a little more freely. And if you haven't already, bring your vision to the four corners of the pyramid. You can have it as a bird's eye view. See those ley lines, the four lines, energetic ley lines that coincide with many other monuments in the world. With these energetic lines that exist, that we can use for connection. I mean, think about the internet. We're all joining together here through this other grid, this other connection grid. Visualize those bright, energetic lines of the grid. I see them as if the grid was fine lines around the world in this spherical grid. I see these as highlighted superhighways of energy. Is it plasma? I'm not sure. Of light, of energy. And then our own personal grid, how we fit onto the grid, and all of those that we are connected to consciously and unconsciously. As we are plugged into this global grid and connected to the energies, neutral or non-neutral, when we disconnect ourselves from the grid today, if you're feeling like there's anything in your auric field or energetic body that's not serving you for your highest timeline, for your highest joy and most success, leave it. Drop it into the root chakra, your earth line. Drop it into the grid for the earth to transmute. And now I'm going to start to envision the bubble I make around myself. I'm on the grid. The visual that I love is a spider web in the morning with all the drops of water on it. And so all of us, we're all of these different drops of water. And so we're connected. One movement of the web will shake us, jiggle us from any part of the web. We're all interconnected. So let us become our most roundest by pressing our own energy out, expanding our energy, become our most roundest orb of energy around ourself, filling, becoming a beautiful drop of energy. And when you're filled and complete, and you left anything that you don't need, you're filled, you're complete, you're coherent, you can let your little ball or your little raindrop that you are, energy drop, just disconnect from the web. And coming back into your own sovereign space. I'm going to start to bring my hands together, rub my hands together, and bring my consciousness back into my physical body, not just the energetic body. Take your time in this process, coming back into the physical body. Take your time connected to the web, becoming your most succulent drop. And just sit in the resonance of your energy. You need to shake your hands, little face tapping, chest tapping. Come back into your body. You can On the exhale, a little, force that air out if it's there for you. Fresh. So rubbing the hands again together. Let's bring the hands about an inch apart and just start to pulse them and see how you feel your field. If you're feeling any resistance, like your magnetic field, this resistant press. This is a nice time that you can take this energy and give yourself a treatment, a cleanse. I'm going to cleanse my energetic aura. However that looks like for you. It doesn't have to be the same as what I did. And just notice if you're feeling this, this magnetic pulse, there's a lot you can do with this later. So you can either hold it or, like I said, run it down your body through your energetic. And slowly, as you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes. Come back into your physical room. All right. How is everyone? Are you ladies still with me? Take your time coming back from the meditation. Are you guys still here? Yeah, oh, there you are in the chat. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. The humming is can be really good. Yeah, any vocalizing is good, and when we take it out of a non-performative context, it's like we have, especially as women, we have so much um ang is anxiety the word? We have so much shame, I think, in being perceived, and the voice is another way that we take up space being perceived also. So being able to use our voice in a therapeutic way for our own enjoyment is very, very powerful. There's a practitioner I love very much, Sonia Drakulich. I think she's in Oregon. I've done many of her vocal intensives, and she studies with some grandmothers in Bulgaria, and they heal their cancer. They have different pitch sounds that they do to heal, keep their brains healthy, frequencies for these tissues. So it's not a matter when we get into, yes, the realm of sound healing, essentially, when we get into that realm, so many of the New Age spiritual community can make things look and appear and sound so flaky. Um, you're just like, what are these people on about? But when we actually think of the science, and there's lots of science backing this, it makes complete sense. But um, it often takes, an environment where you feel okay to practice it, where it's not too like janky or not too hokey. Um, and I've been practicing vocalization and my movement practice for many, many years now. I brought this into my meditation. I was teaching a whirling workshop last summer in end of summer, yeah, in Italy, in Livorno, in Tuscany area. And I was teaching for the dance movement therapy, whirling and dance movement therapy. So I was teaching in a kind of a clinical setting, my whirling in ritual dance, and how that can transcribe over to dance movement therapy. And we do a lot of vocalization and dance movement therapy work also, just vocalizing, not performative. And just me watching the bodies when they were trying to turn, the students, the bodies, God, um, watching their bodies turn. I could see where they weren't in the verticality. I don't know how to explain that better to you. Besides, I'm a teacher with for many years with a very trained eye. So when I'm looking, I could not just, I could see the energetic misalignment, and I was like, yo, try this. So we did root chakra, and it was just like, and so we had everyone supporting the whirling people, and they were and vocalizing, and then their verticality improved, and then all the verticality improved, and the people around them supporting them also improved. So I brought this in a vocalization into this clinical setting with the whirling, actually. The next level to this pyramid grid would be incorporating all this with the whirling, like masalan, where I go with it, like what I'm sharing with you is like introduction, you know what I mean? Um, and then where I've gone with it in my own practice, I don't expect anyone here to have the same practice as me. Of course, it's very niche. You know, if you want to dive into that, I can support you with that for sure. But there's a lot of elements going on. So like the next level of where I've gone with this is like into the whirling, because whirling is a whole other grid transcendental experience where I've already got all of these other things that we're sharing on lock. Like I've got that, my visualization, my grid, how I do my breathing. That's all for me very intrinsic. I know it very well, you know? So for me to add that on is like makes sense for me. So wherever you are in your own practices, or maybe you're just discovering what your own practices are, now you have many, many smorgasbord, charcuterie of practices to choose from. Um, was there any questions? Yeah, how did you feel? Anyway, I hope you have time to see the meditation. I loaded it with the tuning forks. I did a very similar format to what I shared with you today, except for you can hear the fork. I vocalized it, but then you can hear the fork clearly in the recording. So that's there, that's in there for you. I'm just reading. Yeah, thank you, Daniela, for your insight. That's great. Yeah, how's everyone feeling? And how is your energy feeling? Did you see chakras? Was it more difficult to grid while we were focusing on the pyramids? Was it like too much happening at once? I'd love to hear because we added on, right? And I know, Meg, it was your first week with us here. So we've like we've added concepts. So if there was like one point of focus that you could stay with a little more, I totally get it. But yeah, I'd love to hear how you guys are feeling. Hopefully, nice and clear. Go tell someone off tonight. Yeah, now that your throat chakra is clear. Good. Okay, great. Fantastic. Great. Yeah, I've been coming into my practices to try to not overstimulate myself. Like I mentioned at the start of the Zoom, I was a little overstimulated the past days because I had people in these protests, and it's like not a good situation, you know? So I've been calling upon these my own practices, you know, and trying to center myself, trying to feel again what I can control, which is my own coherence, because I can't control this things happening. It's like beyond like what you can do. So, you know, I've been calling upon these practices for my own sanity many times. So feel free to listen to the recording as many times as you need. If you're going back through the recording and you have any questions and you're like, yo, what was that again? Feel free to message me. I love to talk about this. I love to gather. Did anyone else want to share anything? And then I'll end the recording and we'll say good night, Saturday night. Let everyone get into their evening or afternoon. Okay, that's great. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me tonight. Next week, we'll be broadcasting live from the pyramids. If you have anyone that you is starting their energetic journey, I don't know what journey you call this, of being professionally weird. That's like when people ask what I do. I'm like, I don't know. How do you say that? So anyway, I want to thank you all for yeah venturing into the unknown with me and being here in presence. It means a lot, and I love to share this with you. So thank you again for being here. I will upload once it does the thing in the Zoom. I'll put it in the previous weeks, and look forward to seeing any of you live here in Cairo next week. And no worries, everything will be recorded. And again, I thank you for being here with me in presence. Salam, good night.